Hi, James.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, James. Thanks. I lived in Tower Grove.
Ah, cool. I live in U City.
Yeah, in fact, I scouted in St. Louis. My kids were scouts in St. Louis.
Okay, cool. As a little kid, I was a Cub Scout.
Oh, how great! My daughter went to WashU.
Well, I get a lot of the graduate students around here. You got the Starbucks, you got the U City Loop, Blueberry Hill. They're all here.
IBC root beer.
I'm sorry?
IBC root beer.
Yes. So Fitz is here too, right? You've got that right. Yeah.
Yeah, and Ted Drew's.
Well, yeah, Ted Drew's he's got two locations, but that's further.
Yeah, that's south.
Yeah,
That's
South and
Chippewa.
East. Yeah, we're best known for Ben and Jerry's and Fitz's and Blueberry Hill.
Oh, Fitz's. Fitz's is
Yeah,
great.
always. As students head back to class, many are adding after-school activities to build resilience and teamwork. Scouting America highlights how Cub Scouts help kids grow beyond academics. Today, I've got Roger A. Crone, President and CEO, Scouting America, former St. Louisan, and also Boy Scouts here in St. Louis. So, how are you?
Hey, I am great, and hi to everybody in St. Louis. We had a great experience living in St. Louis.
Great. So, speaking of which, what life skills do kids gain from Cub Scouts that they may not get in school?
Schools are really good about teaching, things out of a book and math and history and English. And in our programs, we get kids, if you will, out of the house, off the couch, away from screens, into youth organizations, youth led, right, where they're in the outdoors. We like to say the outdoors is our classroom, but the lessons that we teach are those things that we think are important life skills, leadership, citizenship, personal fitness, right, character development. And we do that by putting kids outdoors and having them solve problems. So we form teams. We have names for that. They're called a den. They're very structured. So they're usually led. There's an adult who kind of supervises, but they're youth led. And then we say, okay, we're going to go out in the woods, and now we have to build a structure. And so the kids get together and they problem solve, they interact, they build their social skills. Honestly, they make friends and they achieve together the results of a project, right? And it teaches respect, self-respect, but also respect for others and others' ideas. And they learn empathy. And all of these skills, honestly, they're so important today. I think they're more important than ever.
You're absolutely right about that, Roger. Absolutely. How does the program work with families balancing school, sports, and other activities?
Yeah, we're all busy. Kids are busier today than they've always been. By the way, I was an athlete. I volunteered in my church, and I like to say scouting is a great number one, number two, or number three activity. So we've redesigned our Cub Scout program to be flexible, so you don't have to make every meeting. And oh, by the way, you don't need to start at the beginning. We've designed our program so you can enter Cub Scouts at any age. If your child has tried something and after a year or two has said, oh, that didn't work out, they're not really interested in that, you're not ever too late to join our program. You can enter our program at third grade or fifth grade, right? And our leaders understand that kids are busy and they may have a practice, right, on a certain afternoon, and that may interfere with one of our events. And we understand that happens. But I'll also reflect that I'm probably a better manager because I was able to do that kind of multitasking. So I learned to plan and prioritize. And I knew if I had a scout meeting on Wednesday nights, I needed to get my homework done in the afternoon. And the kids who learn how to do that early, how to plan ahead and deal with multiple priorities, we think will be more successful later in life.
That sounds very interesting and very true. What kinds of outdoor opportunities does Cub Scouts provide?
Yeah, when I was a Cub Scout, we were more arts and crafts and less outdoor activities. But really, because of the demand from the youth and the parents, we've moved a lot more outdoor activities into our Cub Scout programs. And in fact, we've converted areas of our camps into things we call like Cub World. So, by the way, they can camp, they can make fires, they can participate in our aquatics program. But many of our Cub Worlds have like a fort or a castle, or they have a structure that looks like a ship. And so we have a program, for instance, where you can come out Saturday morning. You can be part of a ship. You can do planning. You can what would you do if you're actually going on a ship? Would you need a map? How do you plan? What about food? And we put kids through that experience, but we do it outside. We do it outside in that environment where again, we get them out of the house and away from some of the things that that COVID gave us. And we also have overnight activities. We have move camping down in our Cubs, but we also have our traditional aquatics and canoeing and boating and all of those things that I think kids really need today, and we got away from in COVID.
How does scouting help prepare kids for challenges they will face later in life?
Yeah, well, we have advancement built into our program. So you complete an activity, you earn a badge, you earn a couple badges, you advance in rank, right? And by the way, we and in those activities, we challenge the kids. And it may be you're not successful the first time you try, and you have to go back and you have to try again, or you learn, or you get some more training. And so by testing the boundaries of what they can do, by challenging the kids, by helping them understand that you can achieve anything you set your mind out to, by giving them that challenge and expand their perimeter, they learn that life's not a straight line, right? That if you work hard, you'll be successful, but there will be setbacks, right? We are not the every child gets a trophy organization. We are the plan, learn, achievement, complete the requirements, and then you get the badge. And you build. You get one badge and you get more badges. And before you know it, if you go into our Scouts program and you get 21 badges and a service project, you become an Eagle.
Not Philadelphia Eagles, but an Eagle. Now, where can we go to learn more?
All right, great. Well, we're digital like everyone else. We have a great website, beascout.org. And on that website, you'll find we have an AI chatbot. So you can flip through the pages if you'd like, but if you have some specific questions, you can ask Scoutly, our AI chatbot, and the chatbot will interact with you, and you can learn more about our programs. But more importantly, you can learn about a unit that's convenient to where you live or where your child goes to school. And then I recommend go visit. Go see how much fun the kids are having, but then listen and understand our programs, and you'll see, oh my gosh, while they're having that fun, they're picking up all of these life skills, and they don't even know that they're picking up these valuable skills that will be important later on.
Definitely. We're speaking with Roger A. Crone. He's President and Chief Executive Officer of the Boy Scouts of America. He is also an Eagle Scout himself. He is from St. Louis, been in Tower Grove Park, and I'm sure Roger is missing that Ted Drews. I know he is, Roger.
That and toasted ravioli.
And toasted ravioli. Let's not forget that. Roger, thank you so much for joining us on Morning Blend.
Great. Thank you.